This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Was this the big attempt to make Carlito a top babyface? I mean, Orton's a tippy top guy. He is a heel. It feels like there's been some stops and starts with Carlito. I think most people associate him with a heel or as being a heel. Did you prefer Carlito as a heel to a babyface, or did you think there was life in him as a baby?
I really thought that Carlito, frankly, was a better babyface.
Really? Why is that?
Because first time I ever saw Carlito was in Puerto Rico, and we were over there doing a show for Victor Quiñones' group, and with Savio and those guys. Carlos's TV was on, and Kurt Hennig was on the island for Cologne. So I ran into Kurt at the hotel bar, and we sat and had a few drinks, and he was telling me all about it. He goes, "Oh my God, you've got to see this kid, Carly Colon." And he says, "Bruce," he goes, "if there's anybody here," he says, "this guy's it." And so my first exposure to Carly was as, the babyface Carly Colon for his dad's promotion. He just was magnificent as a fiery babyface. He had the fire, he had the likability.
Young, handsome, good looking kid.
Yeah. And if you know him, the real human being is just a sweetheart of a guy. So did he portray a heel? Yes, very well. He just, to me, was a better babyface.
Do you think you always feel that way? Like the way you first see someone is the way you remember them? Like sometimes you see somebody and they're not wearing glasses, and then later when they take their contacts out and they're wearing glasses, you're like, oh, I don't like that as much, because you in your head will always picture them without glasses.
You think of me differently with glasses?
I don't, but I know that that's a thing. So like if even if somebody dyes their hair or what have you, do you feel like that is the case for you? Like how you first are introduced to them, you always kind of remember them that way.
Well, first impressions are everything. However, I think as you get into the business and you get to know someone better and you see what their real tendencies are, it's, like you thought I was a heel at first before you ever met me.
And I knew.
And then we got to know each other and you realized that your first impressions were correct.
Yeah, super heel. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But exactly. You are heel, damn it.
I mean, within a couple hours of you and I meeting, I'll never forget, you turned to me downstairs and the thing, you looked at me and goes, you said, "Wow, you really are a heel, aren't you?" And I just went, "Yeah."
Randy Orton and Carlito, they go 8 minutes and 41 seconds. And Meltzer would know, usually the women's match is placed to be an intermission substitute to take the crowd down. But on this show, it was this match. Now, that's something you're rolling your eyes at me. But listen, you've often acknowledged we need a quote-unquote let-me-up match. And so
depends on the card, depends on the layout.
But you don't want two emotional highs back-to-back. You need a buffer. People have to build.
Well, there was no emotional high that was going to go into Orton and Carlito.
So this is the perfect one.
It's a match. It's a good match.
All right. Well, you got to get hot about it.
I am hot about it.
So,
remember, your nuts are right there.
Randy Orton gets busted open in the match, accidental elbow. Eventually, we have an RKO, though. Second verse, same as the first. Randy Orton gets the win. 2.25 stars. Was Randy really coming into his own as a performer in 06? I know he's got some maturity stuff going on outside of the ring and behind the scenes and things like that, but he'd already been world champion a few years ago. But it feels like you guys are... I mean, he's working with Hogan on the last pay-per-view, for goodness sake. He's got a lot of faith and confidence from Vince, right?
I think that Randy Orton, you look at his career and, man, the sumbitch gets better with age, but this was at a time that I don't think anybody could touch him in the business.
The finish here has been replayed on highlight packages for years. As a reminder, Carlito escapes the RKO, hits the backcracker, then he tries a double springboard into a crossbody, but Orton sidesteps it right into an RKO. Even Meltzer would say the timing of the finish was perfect. It's not an easy spot.
Because Dave's done it so many times.
He's complimenting and you're still mad.
Yes.
So we're talking about sort of 2 stars here. It feels like here Orton's continually on the rise, and for whatever reason, it feels like Carlito maybe is headed the other direction.
I don't think so. I don't necessarily think that Carlito was on the way down at all. But Orton, without a doubt, was constantly, consistently best guy going, night after night, consistent.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.